Just a disclaimer before I start this video. This is a report from Mike Fisher. I am not making this up. It's just a supposed report. We'll see if it's true or not. I just wanted to make that 100% clear before some of you start frothing at the mouth and come for my neck. It's reported from that guy that Dak Prescott is, quote, patiently waiting for a contract that could pay him 70 mil a year. Now, honestly, this report could be bogus, it could be baloney, it could be whatever, but is it that far-fetched? Is it? If Trevor Lawrence and Tua are making 50 mil range a year, with the NFL salary cap going up, with the Cowboys being the most valuable franchise in the NFL, with a wacko, desperate owner like Jerry Jones, I feel like it's on the table. It's in the realm of possibilities. And that to me is crazy. It's just absolutely just like no words anymore. Like it's like the stock market is crashing right now. Same with the NFL market, and these contracts are just unfathomable. They're insane. It's the loony bin. Even if Dak gets 10 mil short of that, if he gets like 60 mil a year, which I think could happen, I feel like there's a very high chance that actually happens. Dak Prescott making 60 mil a year. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy. He's the richest player in NFL history if that were to happen. I just have no words. As far as what that would do for the Cowboys in the present and the future, I mean, listen, I believe Dak Prescott has 2 playoff wins against the Seahawks in 2018 and the Bucks, Tom Brady's last game ever. But besides those 2 wins, it's been pretty disappointing playoff-wise, crunch time-wise for Dak Prescott. I just don't see Dak Prescott ever making it to the Super Bowl, let alone winning one. Hypothetically, he could go on some Joe Flacco-esque run, just get like super hot one year, and who knows, maybe he could get it done. But you could say that about any quarterback in the NFL, hypothetically. It's just who Dak Prescott is. Take out everything aside, I just don't see him being that guy to ever lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl and to ultimately win it. Does anybody feel differently about that? I highly doubt it. Again, I've stated this before, but if I were the Cowboys, you just don't pay Dak Prescott. You kind of thank him for his service. You thank Mike McCarthy for his service too. Hasn't really been great, but you just kind of part ways after this year, man. You just part ways. You try to get some assets back and just kind of have a little reset for a year or two. The roster isn't bad. Obviously, lost a lot of pieces this past offseason and got weaker. This team is going to be weaker than when it was a year ago. And at the start of this offseason, Jerry had a quote saying, "We're all in. We're going for it this year." And they added nothing. What he meant by that was, yeah, we're going to try to keep our guys and try to just bring the same group of guys back and see if it's a different result. But, spoiler alert, it's not going to be a different result. It's probably going to be worse than last year. I think the Cowboys are a fringe playoff team this year. I think the NFC East is going to be... It could be the Wild Wild West this year. You never know. Like, who knows what Jaden Daniels could do? Who knows? Maybe the Giants will be decent this year. I don't know. Maybe that's optimistic thinking. Maybe that's just me watching the Hard Knocks offseason version, buying the hype a little bit. And then you got the Eagles still, man. Like, the Eagles are always going to come out and be competitive, at least in the NFC East. And it's just the Cowboys. You lose Dan Quinn. I know you have Mike Zimmer there. He's a good defensive coordinator, but I don't know. I don't think the Cowboys got any better this offseason, and I think everyone else in their division did get better. So I just think you just don't pay Dak, man. Just don't pay Dak and try to draft a quarterback next year's draft, the year after. Because this roster, I don't think it's Super Bowl caliber anymore. They had their chance. They had their window back in 2018, 2019. Especially Dak and Zeke's first year. If anybody wants to go back and look at that tape, that 2016, 2017 year, they looked like the second comings, man. Like, they looked crazy, but it really was a short prime, man. It really, really was. You know, they made the playoffs that year and lost to Aaron Rodgers in Jerry World last second. Shout out Jared Cook. And then the year after, beat the Seahawks at home and then lost to the Rams on the road. Close game, but, you know, their roster was loaded back then. Good defense. Amazing O-line. Zeke was still in his prime. But I just, like, who's their RB right now? Zeke? You're telling me you're going to run it back with, like, Zeke? That's the thing, too. They still have to pay CeeDee Lamb, and I really think they should prioritize CeeDee over Dak, man. That's what I would do. If you would do it differently, let me know. CeeDee actually had a tweet earlier today. He commented on a post with a quote of Jerry Jones saying, "I don't have an urgency to get the CeeDee Lamb deal done." He replied with, "LOL." Take that what you will. I just really think they should pay CeeDee first, and then maybe pay Dak. But I would trade him, man. What would y'all do? But I just think it's scary times for NFL contracts, quarterback contracts. Like Caleb Williams, I forget what he was trying to add to his rookie deal. Something about his earnings being tax-free, and then I remember there was an early report during the draft time that he wanted part ownership of the Bears, and I'm telling you, man, these contracts, if they keep getting crazier and crazier, these NFL players, these NFL quarterbacks are going to demand ownership of their franchises, and that's crazy. That is so crazy. I just hope there's some sort of reset, because I don't want the NFL to turn into the NBA of just players really having full control over their franchises. Like, the NBA regular season product is really poor because of that, because of load management. Not saying the NFL will ever get to that point, but it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, and I think the NFL needs to step in and do something. There were talks of a salary cap just for quarterbacks for each team. I think they got to seriously look at that if Dak Prescott becomes the highest paid NFL player in NFL history. That is just crazy to say out loud. If that actually comes true, the NFL needs to step in and do something immediately. Let me know what y'all think about all this. And that's all I got for right now. Peace.